While most of us will admit that pretty much all of us look the same, there are a few exceptions to the rule. Regardless, even though many of us look similar and live similar lives, we all like to feel as though we stand out and often take steps to express our individuality. Some of us may do this by dressing in very unique clothing or making other choices like the way we style our hair or the way we talk to others. With this in mind, all of us have at least one or two features that set us apart from everyone else. However, today we'd like to introduce you to 12 people who are completely unique and are unlike anyone you've ever seen before. These people have made international headlines because of their unique abilities, whether it be their natural appearance or some unforeseen skill that they possess that no one else can pull off. Let us know the most unique person you've ever met. How did they impact your life? Let us know in the comments below. NYAKIM GATWICK. NYAKIM GATWICK began driving for a taxi company when she was young. The woman had somewhat dark skin, and for unknown reasons, the taxi company requested that she have her skin chemically treated to lighten her skin tone. NYAKIM knew that this was completely unethical for her employer to ask such a crazy thing. She didn't know what to say. When she was lost for words, the only thing she could do was laugh. NYAKIM is very proud of her dark skin and proudly shows her skin off any chance she gets. Unlike most people of her ethnicity, NYAKIM's skin is unusually dark, but she's known worldwide for her incredible beauty and has become known as the Queen of the Dark. She currently lives in the United States, where she bought a home in the state of Minnesota. After leaving her job as a taxi driver, she began modeling and is now known throughout the fashion industry as being a leader of the newfound diversity movement and campaigns regularly for dark-skinned communities around the world. If there's anything to be learned from NYAKIM's story, it's to never let anyone define your beauty. Tom STANIFORD. For some reason, this man's story may seem like a dream come true. However, for Tom STANIFORD, he has to live life in constant fear and discomfort after being diagnosed with a terrifying disorder. Tom would learn at a young age that his body is incapable of storing fat. For many years, doctors could not figure out what was going on with him and why he was unable to gain weight. The British man was born normal weight, yet as the years passed by, he would grow thinner and thinner. As he began to lose massive amounts of weight, his body began to pull the fat and other nutrients from vital organs, leaving Tom with type 2 diabetes, hearing loss, and stiff joints. By 2013, Tom's disorder had finally been diagnosed, and it was found that he suffered from NDP syndrome. Nonetheless, Tom has now found ways to enjoy his life despite his serious lack of fat. He's now an avid paracycler. TENNENT. David Fincher's classic film The Strange Case of Benjamin Button tells the story of an unusual man who's born as an elderly baby and who grows younger and younger throughout his life. A quick look at young Tom TENNENT shows that his life is strikingly similar to the life of Benjamin Button. When the Australian was born in 1993, his body was covered with large folds of skin. This shocked both doctors and his family, but it seemed clear that there was nothing inherently wrong with Tom. Rather, he had simply been born with too much skin. In fact, Tom's skin would have been enough to cover the body of a 5-year-old. After several tests and many visits to the doctor, the hospital finally came to the conclusion that the baby's skin contained around 100 times more hyaluronic acid than normal. As Tom got older, his hyaluronic acid level eventually fell back to a normal level. This allowed him to finally live a normal life. Victoria Wright. After Victoria Wright was seen in a documentary on BBC, she she found herself exposed to ridicule from viewers all around the world. Victoria's appearance is quite unique, and it seemed like most viewers did not take kindly to her when she first popped up on television. When clips of her began to be posted to Facebook, many commenters labeled her as ugly and even repulsive. Needless to say, this did not help Victoria's confidence, which had already been fractured. The ridicule became so severe that some people even began to call her inhuman and said that she should be placed on a list of freaks. In the years since she first appeared on television, Victoria has found peace within herself and has come to terms with her appearance. She now posts online about her struggles with bullying and how she hopes for the world to eventually become a more tolerant place where people like herself can coexist with others without fearing being bullied by other people. ARUN RAIKAR. There are many attractive people in the world, but no one will ever be as attractive as ARUN RAIKAR. That's because it isn't his beauty that makes him attractive. In fact, he has the ability to attract certain metals to his body, allowing him to hold nails, spoons, or other things without needing to grab them. These metals stick to his skin much like a magnet sticks to a fridge. It seems as though iron is one of the most popular metals that ARUN uses, with him being able to lift up 10 kilograms of iron using nothing but his skin. With such a unique ability, ARUN became a celebrity in his local community very quickly, and he's now found recognition worldwide for his incredible abilities. It seems like most people consider him to be more of a magician than just your average man. But whatever label people choose to put on him, ARUN is certainly a very unique individual. SUPATRA NATTY SUSUPHAN. An extremely rare genetic defect caused SUPATRA NATTY SUSUPHAN to become very popular recently. She was contacted by the Guinness Book of Records and has now been labeled as the hairiest girl in the world. The syndrome is known as hypertrichosis and responsible for causing very large amounts of body hair to grow in places where it normally wouldn't. This defect is particularly apparent in women, but it can be seen in men as well. As Natty grew older, she began to be teased for her large amounts of body hair. In the end, she decided to start shaving the hair so that she could more easily fit in with the people around her without drawing too much attention to herself. She has now found happiness in her personal life and has married the love of her life. She's still active on social media and has gained quite a following, but she does her best to keep her appearance as normal as possible. Jyoti Amge. This young woman is quite interesting. Measuring just 62.8 centimeters, the Indian-born Jyoti Amge is considered the smallest woman on the planet. She has a genetic defect known as achondroplasia. This is an incredibly rare disorder that causes people to, in essence, never grow to their full height. She originally earned herself the title of the shortest teenager in the world, but she also earned the title of the shortest adult in the world after she turned 18. She struggled to fit in with society and continues to find normal daily tasks quite difficult. For example, driving a car could be a huge challenge for her, and simply reaching a normal height cabinet may prove to be impossible. Eventually, the young woman found her career in acting and has appeared in major television shows such as American Horror Story, where she's able to tell the story of her short stature in a relatable way. Gary Turner. How elastic is your skin? When you think about it, most of us can stretch our skin to somewhat shocking extents, but Gary Turner can take things to an entirely new level. He's able to stretch his skin up to 15 centimeters, giving his skin the appearance of rubber. Since 1999, Gary has found quite a bit of fame after becoming known as the most elastic man on the planet. His skin is so stretchy that he's able to easily pull the skin from his throat all the way over his mouth. This may seem like a pretty interesting defect to be born with, but in reality, it can be quite dangerous. Known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, this disorder causes a defect in connective tissue in your body, which means many of your internal organs may not be secured the way they should be. This can cause many serious issues and could even cause blood vessels to burst or lead to death in severe cases. Paul KARASON. This is one of the most unique-looking men to have ever been born. He was born with blue-colored skin, and now that he's grown old, his beard has turned white. This has led to him being referred to as Papa Smurf by many commenters online. But Paul KARASON has been dealing with this strange skin discoloration for his entire life. While his looks may be pretty entertaining, what could have led to such a unique blue-colored skin? As it would turn out, Paul's skin was caused by him drinking large amounts of water that had been tainted with silver throughout his life. For many years, drinking water with large amounts of silver was believed to have many health benefits. These days, as modern medicine has advanced, we know that this can be extremely dangerous. Though Paul drank this contaminated water for most of his life, Paul would pass away at 62 years old in September of 2013 after suffering from a heart attack. Frank Lentini. The story of Frank Lentini, who lived between 1889 and 1966, is both fascinating and sad. This Sicilian man was born with 3 legs. In addition to this, he had 2 sets of genitals and a 4th foot. Doctors are not entirely sure what caused him to have so many extra body parts, but the general consensus is that he had a Siamese twin while he was being developed. Yet the 2 embryos merged together before being born. The boy's parents rejected him because of his strange appearance and eventually kicked him out of the household. In the end, Frank ended up in a children's home, where he learned many acrobatic skills. Before the boy had celebrated his 10th birthday, he moved to the United States, where he made a living working as a sideshow actor. He did this for most of his life, with Frank winning over many viewers of the show by playing football using his 3 legs. GAURAB. This young man's family believes that he has supernatural abilities after he was born with a 3rd arm jutting out of his back. He's been hailed as a deity in his local community. Most of his friends and neighbors believe that the boy has been chosen by the gods and that he is the incarnation of a powerful deity. While this is certainly entertaining to think about, in reality, the arm belongs to an unborn twin that was not fully developed before GAURAB was born. The problem is that the arm causes him a great deal of pain throughout the day and makes it very difficult for him to sleep. What makes the matter even worse is that there's no safe way to have the arm removed. If doctors were to sever the arm, it would likely sever vital nerves and cause the young man to become paralyzed. It seems as though he'll simply have to live with the extra limb and make the best of it. Abigail and Brittany HENSEL. Siamese twins Brittany and Abby HENSEL have made international headlines after appearing on the Oprah Winfrey Show and being given their own TV show on TLC. The 2 young girls are joined at the hip, yet they have 2 heads. They're able to think independently and live separate lives. However, they're each only able to control half of their body. They share many internal organs and are able to play sports and live a mostly normal life. They can even drive a car, with Abby taking care of the shifter and pedals and Brittany managing the indicators and lights. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads.